Okay, bruh fans, now, even though it's not confirmed, I am very confident that episode 11, it makes sense for this to be the mid-season finale because I just remembered, oh crap, next week, All the Queen's Men drops, what is it, season 2, part 1 on next Thursday. But you could argue, well, Jeremy, they always drop All the Queen's, well, they've only done it once. They drop All the Queen's Men episodes at one time, so wouldn't bruh make sense to keep going one episode per week? True, so I could be wrong, but I'm still going to just label this season 3, episode 11 review as opposed to mid-season finale review because I don't feel like going back to re-edit it in terms of the title if I'm wrong. So, again, bruh, season 3, episode 11, A Wall Between Us. Now, I'm going to be completely transparent here. I have so many mixed feelings about the episode. For the most part, I think a lot of the characters were shown in a very, very negative light. And then there were some characters who were acting out of character, which contradicts everything that we've seen and, heard from them for like the past season or so, if not just season 3 in general. So, I'm going to score this episode a 4 out of 10. I know that's low, but I'll explain why. My favorite scene was actually the last scene. And it was a Greg scene, so it's like, damn, Jeremy, this episode must have been bad if a Greg scene was the best scene. Now, don't get me wrong. The first scene with John and Alice wasn't bad. But then when you get to the end of the episode, it was actually pretty good. But it's the middle parts that really have me going, okay, this episode doesn't know what it wants to do. It definitely felt fillerish. So, the first scene, you got John helping Alice to the couch in the apartment because she's still a bit shaken over being knocked out. She still refuses to admit that she was knocked out. She was sucker punched, even though John says, well, you literally stood there and saw her hit you. Alice don't want to hear the sass or the back talk. So, while they're going back and forth, they actually hear a commotion in the apartment, and it turns out it was Blinky or Blinker. That was the one who tore the place up. While this scene was actually pretty funny, and I don't think it actually went on too long. I think it only lasted about maybe 6 minutes or so, which is better than the usual 7 or 8 before the theme song kicks in. Apparently he doesn't talk because he took a vow of silence in the Holy Land, even though John rightfully said, oh, he went to the Holy Land, but he still wrote bitch on the wall. And apparently he did it because John's a bitch ass, but apparently, Alice, who can speak Blinker, or translates what he's saying. That was the funny bit of the scene. And I will say this, after, she's like, okay, I'll take him back. Let's go to the room and make up. And Alice and John had their little exchange. You could just feel like these two actors definitely enjoy their role and their scenes together. And I did enjoy the scene for what it was. But my biggest complaints, I got two. Number one, from what I could tell, I rewatched this scene twice. It was never explained why Blinky did what he did. Apparently him writing bitch on the wall was because John was a bitch ass, but it doesn't explain why he robbed and ransacked the place. Seriously, dude should have been shot or beaten up on spot. Mama, I don't care what you said, pow pow. Second thing, Alice telling John, you better apologize to Lydia because you started all this. Okay, John was technically the one who did accuse her at first, and then Miss Alice said, no, she didn't do it. It doesn't make sense. But then she quickly turned, and from there, she was the one that slapped Lydia first. And then, of course, she got knocked out. So I really hate that, Alice is still trying to push, John to communicate with Lydia when, in fact, it's like, nah, fam, I don't want to talk to her. Because I feel like if nothing else, it will lead to John apologizing, even though technically, if he were to apologize, it would just be for false assumption. And then, she'll probably, take him back or something, even though I honestly don't think they should be together. But, I don't know. But from there, we go over to Bill, who is still over at that other apartment that he had the affair in. And he's calling John because Tom and Mike wouldn't answer. And Bill, this is when the episode is like, okay, these characters are really, oh man, they're really at their worst today. Bill does his usual thing where he does something incredibly fucked up. He calls his bros. They tell him with what any sane person or good friend would. Man, you shouldn't have had that affair. Not only that, she's married to like a crazy psychopath, man. I hope you don't get killed. You know, if he finds out, you're going to get killed. Bill gets in his feelings and, you know, mocks John because in the background you can hear Miss Alice making all that noise because Blinky got that vow of silence, so he's not really speaking, but it's her yelling. I don't know. She was sounding like a Tickle Me Elmo up in that room. But basically, you know, have fun with your mama fucking in the background. But yeah, seriously, why in the world is Bill getting mad at John? Like, he didn't do what... I don't know. But he does tell John about the fact that his mother-in-law is living with him now. And John's like, man, these mamas are everywhere. All right. But yeah, he hangs up on John, which, again, was completely uncalled for. Okay. Now we go over to, well, Bill, Regina, and Hilda's place. Pam and Regina are on the couch, and I'm thinking, wait, I thought Pam asked for a ride home, but why is she there? Well, okay. They're chilling on the couch, drinking wine or whatever, and I think Hilda is back in the shower, I think, after her visit to the dog park, because remember when Bill got home from Tom's place, he was like, I'm just going to hop in the shower. Oh, the cold water might be gone. I took a 3-hour, you know, shower before, because I love the jets. And I think Regina mentions, like, the last home she was in, the last house, you know, where we come from, the showers aren't all that nice. But basically, Pam, let me put it this way. Pam was out of character. Regina was at her worst. So Pam actually says, I can't believe this, but I think I got to side with Bill. Don't you think this is a bit too much? I mean, not only having your mother-in-law living here, but then you're talking about dogs. I mean, this place is small. No, it's cozy. What? And then she says, like, Regina feels not only that Bill owes her, but the fact that he'll just have to get used to it like her other boyfriends in the past did. But Pam says, well, your other boyfriends have bigger places. So I'm wondering, like, did Hilda just move in with those other boyfriends? Like, it's just weird because the way that Hilda described it, Regina said whenever she got married, I could move in. So I don't know exactly where this is coming from. But Regina... not gonna lie, hate to use the word, she was in full-on bitch mode this episode. Regina feels again like, you know, Bill owes me. He ruined my wedding. He's the reason Peter won't talk to me anymore. And Pam does, again, is the voice of reason, saying that, look, I know this is about Peter because you love that man. So basically, you're lashing out at Bill, making him, quote-unquote, pay for ruining that relationship. But the thing is, even though Bill crashed the wedding and the bros told his dumb ass, and remember, season 1, if you go back to my reviews and whatnot, that wedding saga or that wedding arc was the worst part of season 1 because it dragged like hell. The bros kept trying to tell Bill's dumb ass not to do it, but he did it anyway. Just because Bill crashed the wedding does not mean it's his fault Regina did not marry Peter. Because remember, after Bill got kicked out, the bros, you know, left with him. Regina was the one that decided not to marry Peter because Peter's like, okay, let's go ahead and get married. But no, she opted not to. Not only that, even though she was drunk, but not that drunk, during the bachelorette party at the sandwich shop, she went into the bathroom to have sex with Bill the night before her wedding day. So, yes, Bill did mess up, but Regina was the one who chose not to marry Peter. And on top of that, Pam throws in there, hey, you know he can get this annulled. You know, you talking about a divorce or no, an annulment, as in Mike told his dumb ass early on in the season to do it, but Bill's just been dragging his feet. Regina is like, you know, no, I wish he would try something like that. And basically she'll make life hell for him. You know, just the Eddie Murphy half, like literally make life hell for him if he gets an annul. But if he does, what are you going to do? So, from there, she says Bill doesn't have a choice. Seriously. So Bill comes in. Pam is about to leave. You know, her and Bill have their back and forth because they don't really like each other. And Pam almost lets it slip that they were spying because, oh, where's my purse? It's in my car. Oh, when we left to, how was your jog in that sketchy park? And Bill's like, wait, what? So Pam leaves. Bill's frustrated because he wants to take a shower, but, you know, again, her, you know, mother-in-law's in there. He knows it's going to be a long-ass shower. And Regina actually tries to, you know, help him unwind and relax because he's frustrated. And thankfully, Bill isn't backing down. Like, you know, when he gets loud and she's like, be quiet. Like, no. Fuck. Because he doesn't have his own space and this is too much. And he just goes down the laundry list. But instead of really understanding Bill, because, again, this is all about vengeance to her, she tries to, you know, at least say, you want to take a shower? You want to lay in bed? You want to have sex with me? No, I don't. Bill, you always want to have sex. But we can't with your mother here. Oh, something wrong. Where'd you go? Why are you asking me all these questions? I told you I went for a jog. Because it's like, because Regina and her spying was almost exposed, she flipped the narrative on Bill about what were you doing? So he gets up and goes to the room and she talks about how, you know what, Bill, I wish there was a door between us, because he mentions a door between like them and the bathroom. So I guess Hilda couldn't hear them. But basically, you know, I wish there was a door, a wall, you know, like states, a whole continent between us. And then, you know, when Bill's like, oh yeah, so what? Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And, you know, when I guess divorce is mentioned by not being mentioned, you know, Regina gets pissy. And then he just gets up and leaves to go to her room, to you know, the bedroom. So I don't know. This scene was not a good reflection on Regina's character. And when it comes to Pam, despite what she said making sense, it just did not coincide with the character, because she's been the biggest cheerleader for Bill's misery. So for all of a sudden her to have this epiphany of, you know what, Regina, this is a bit too much. No! Earlier this season, hey, this is the best way to test Bill. No! You don't get to, like, make sense now. No! Okay. So Greg is on the couch, and a drunk Tina and Tom come in from their restaurant date. Greg's like, oh, hey, you all, I'll give you all y'all space. I'll go to my back room. And Dina's like, no. I want both of you. Wait, what? She wants a threesome. And Greg's like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go back to my room. And Tom calls her out for being rude because, oh, he's being pissy tonight. No, I would be mad if you said to me what you said to him just now. And honestly, I couldn't make out what she said. It's like, what was like, you could be on the bottom or something. I don't know what she said. Maybe I should have turned on closed caption. But in any case, Tom tries to give her a ride share because she's incredibly drunk. It's like, look, I want you, but not like this drunk, sloppy sex. And I'm thinking to myself, because in my last review, I said, look, after the Valerie situation and she's a co-worker, do not have drunk sex, Tom. And thankfully, he has enough sense to say, no, not like this. And during this scene, I'm like, wait a minute, Dina, she has that aggressive personality and kind of in the face looks like Myra from Family Matters. Yeah. But in any case, she doesn't take too kindly to the fact that Tom wants to put her out. And in a rage because she's being rejected right now, she says, I see what's going on. You and Greg want to be alone. Oh, okay, y'all get down like that. And Tom's like, what are you talking about? Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah, you like men. He likes he likes trans. And then as soon as Greg heard that, and he said, what did you say? I'm like, here we go. I'm like, Greg, you should have stayed your ass in the back. Tom's like, nothing. She ain't say nothing, man. She's drunk. She's about to leave. And, you know, in the midst of this back and forth, Greg is like taunting her. Yeah, bye now. Nobody wants you. Dina loses her shit and starts wailing on him. Like, you know, and Greg's like, whoa, back up. Because like blocking her, you know, just flailing at him. And she does this a good 2 or 3 times. And Greg backhands her. And I'm like, shit. Because Tom's like, what the fuck, man? And Greg's like, oh, okay. Now, did Dina deserve to be slapped? I don't promote domestic violence of any kind. I mean, hell, we just went through the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp, and women assaulting men and is as bad as men assaulting women. But of course, the way the media and just the public at large feels, men hitting women is worse than women attacking men. So Greg, that was self-defense. But at the same time, Dina is drunk and she could easily flip the narrative. I was drunk. I came back to this apartment with, these two men, and because they didn't, I didn't want to have sex with them, they wanted a threesome. One of them hit me. She could easily do that. So I feel like this is not going to be good. And yeah, so there's that. But what'd you think of the episode? Like I said, 4 out of 10, because there was a lot of things that really didn't make sense. Bill being his usual pissy self when he does something stupid, calls one of the bros to talk to them about it, and I don't really know what he expects them to say other than, dude, you fucked up. And then he gets mad about it. Alice, why the hell did Blinky do what he did to the apartment, and he just easily take him back? And then you want to try to get John to talk to Lydia, and John's like, I ain't talking to that girl. So hopefully she doesn't do something dumb like call Lydia that John wants to apologize or something. Pam, again, while she made sense, it was really out of character for her to say what she said, even though she said we've been thinking for like the past half a season. Regina was at her worst in this episode. And the Greg and Tom stuff, that was my favorite scene of the episode. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, and I will catch you all in the next video.